When Anna married Daniel, she believed love was something solid, like the oak table they chose together, like the apartment walls they painted on a rainy Sunday. Love, she thought, was built from shared grocery lists and quiet laughter before sleep. For years, it was enough. But somewhere between late meetings and unfinished conversations, something shifted. It didn't break all at once, it eroded. A missed anniversary, a forgotten compliment, evenings spent staring at separate screens, their shoulders no longer touching on the couch. Daniel noticed it before he admitted it to himself. Anna's laughter became rarer at home, but returned in flashes when her phone lit up. She began protecting her screen with small, subtle movements. She started caring again about which dress she wore to work. Her betrayal did not begin with a touch. It began with attention. His name was Mark. He worked in her office, new, attentive, curious about her thoughts. He asked questions Daniel hadn't asked in years. He remembered how she took her coffee. He noticed when she cut her hair. Anna told herself it was harmless, just conversation, just feeling seen. The first time she lied, it tasted bitter. "We're staying late to finish the presentation," she said, avoiding Daniel's eyes. He nodded, trusting her without hesitation. That trust felt heavier than suspicion would have. With Mark, she felt younger, lighter, desired. Their connection unfolded slowly, shared lunches, long walks after work, conversations that lingered in parked cars. When he finally kissed her, it was less about passion and more about escape. In that moment, she wasn't a wife disappointed in her marriage. She was a woman rediscovering herself. But reality does not disappear just because it is ignored. Daniel found out by accident. A message flashed across Anna's laptop while she was in the shower. It wasn't explicit. It didn't need to be. "I miss you already." 4 words that shattered a decade. He didn't shout when she stepped into the bedroom, towel wrapped around her hair. He simply turned the screen toward her. The silence that followed was deeper than any argument.
"Is it true?" he asked.
Anna could have lied again. She could have blamed stress, confusion, anything. Instead, she nodded. In that moment, she saw something leave his eyes. Not anger, not even hatred. It was trust. And once gone, it could not be rebuilt easily. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she whispered. "But you let it," Daniel replied. The days that followed were heavy with conversations they should have had years ago, about loneliness, about unmet needs, about the way routine had replaced intimacy. Anna realized her affair had not fixed her unhappiness. It had only disguised it. Mark, once thrilling, now seemed distant and uncertain. He had fallen in love with a version of her that didn't carry consequences. When those consequences arrived, he stepped back. He had never promised forever. Daniel, however, had. Betrayal is rarely about one single mistake. It grows in silence, in pride, in the refusal to admit vulnerability. Anna understood that too late. One evening, she sat alone at the oak table they had chosen together. The apartment felt unfamiliar, as if the walls had absorbed the truth and changed color. She thought about love, not the excitement of being desired, but the quiet strength of being known completely. She had traded certainty for validation. Daniel moved into the guest room. They began therapy, not because forgiveness was guaranteed, but because understanding was necessary. Some nights they spoke honestly for the first time in years. Other nights they said nothing at all. Healing, she learned, is slower than betrayal. Months later, the future remained uncertain. They were still married, but differently. Fragile, careful, more aware of the space between them. Anna understood something she hadn't before. Betrayal does not begin in the arms of another person. It begins in the distance we allow to grow between us. Whether their marriage would survive remained unclear. But one truth stood firm. Trust, once broken, demands more courage to rebuild than it ever required to maintain. And courage, unlike desire, cannot be borrowed from someone else.